Frankie Joel is back, this time teaching us how to level up with Instagram. I'm Susan Harrison, Senior Vice President with Exit Realty, and I'm so excited to introduce the Director of Operations for Exit Realty of Alabama and Mississippi, and a tech and marketing guru to show us how to get the most out of this important social media channel. Frankie's going to move fast, so buckle up and let's go.
Hey everyone, Frankie Joel here. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today a little bit about Instagram in this session. So Instagram is the perfect place online for people to actually authenticate who you actually are. So have you ever wanted to go to a restaurant or say use a business service, but you checked their Facebook page, you checked Instagram, maybe you checked Yelp reviews. People use online presence to actually go and authenticate who you are. So using Instagram, it shows them that you're a real person and you're a real relationship builder. That's what's super cool about Instagram. So what do I love about Instagram? First off, is the fact of there's the freedom for creativity. Instagram is where you get to truly express yourself, express your true personality, express your brand, express what you want to express on social media. The other thing is it's so easy to build relationships with Instagram. You're building the bridge and closing the gap faster, which results in more transactions using Instagram. You would be completely surprised on how easy it is as soon as someone starts following you on Instagram to send them a direct message and start building that relationship and rapport with them. It's so easy to do because Instagram's platform is built for all kinds of people. Now the other thing is it's open to all learners. So with Instagram, it kind of checks the box of all the different types of learning styles. People that like to hear things, video and audio. People that like to see things, visual learners. People that like to read things. All of that is built into the platform because you have the option of photos, you have the option of videos, you have the option of adding in text. There's things that they can touch as far as liking and commenting. So there's a lot of different learning styles that Instagram really meshes well with. Now here's the ultimate thing. Today we're going to take a look at the why, the how, and the what to do with Instagram. So let's dive on in. So let's take a look at Instagram and actually how to use it. So one thing to note with Instagram is it's a pretty straightforward, easy to use platform. I don't think any social media company could have built an easier platform to use because it's as simple as following people, looking at content, posting content, and hitting the share button. Super easy to use, straightforward platform. But the first steps we need to do is go in and actually build out your profile. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on building out your profile. So ultimately the question always comes up, business profile versus personal profile. And there's two different things to look at with this. There's two ways to look at this. The first is, do I need a business Instagram account and a personal account? So I personally like to mix the business with personal. And the reason is because people are looking to form a relationship with you on social media. So if you share photos of your kids, if you share photos of your dogs or your pets or your hobbies that you like to do and make your Instagram a mixture between listings and sales and information and a mixture between personal relationship, now you don't have to share everything. You can be very methodical about what you're going to share on social media. That's personally how I am. You know, I think about what personal stuff I'm going to share on my business Instagram, and then I do have a private Instagram strictly for my friends and family. But that's an option that you can look at. I highly recommend you do the methodical option and go out and actually use some of your personal stuff because that's how people build relationships with you. So if you have a young child and you post videos or photos of your children or you and your children or something like that, if a consumer has a child, they're more likely to build a quicker relationship with you because they've seen your children on Instagram. So when you meet up in real life to go actually do showings or a transaction with them, they're going to be able to apply what they saw on your social media to you and have a great conversation with you. That's when we're talking about building the bridge and closing the gap faster. That's where you're going to be able to close that gap faster. Now, business profiles. So there's a physical business type profile. It's called a professional profile on Instagram. I do recommend that you convert your profile to that. In your settings option, you're gonna be able to link your business Facebook page and convert it to a business professional profile. And the reason is, there's only one main reason: you're able to advertise through Facebook ads on Instagram, and you have more analytics view. So you can see more analytics and backend. You can see how many people saw your post, what the interaction was, how many followers you gained or lost within a specific time frame. There's a lot of analytics, which you can see right here. There's a lot of analytics on the back end that allow the business profile to be probably the best option for a real estate agent. That way you can track. You want everything to be trackable, so you can track what's going on. So what I look at is I go into my Instagram stories or my Instagram posts, and I look at my top physical posts. You're able to sort it and see your top posts there in your analytics. So I can see, okay, so if I posted a specific post and say it was about 5 first-time homebuyer tips, and it had the most amount of reach out of everything on my profile, I know the next time I'm gonna post something about first-time homebuyer tips or home seller tips, because that is what my audience is looking for. So that's why it's super imperative to get that business profile, because on a regular personal Instagram that's not connected to the professional accounts, you can't do that. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual layout of Instagram. So what you're looking at right now, this is the actual layout of the home feed. You've got a couple different things to look at. The first thing you're gonna sit here and look at is your notifications. So that's the little heart, and let me pull it up right here. That's the little heart up in the top right-hand corner. Then you've got, that's where you can see all your different notifications. You can see when people like things, when people comment on things. The other thing is your direct messages. That's also in the top right-hand corner. That's that little message icon. So when you're looking at the messages, this is where you can actually go in and see all the different messages that you have back and forth with individuals. Then when you come back to the main home screen, you're gonna notice something. There's a bunch of things up at the very top, little circles. They're people's profiles and their names with like a little rainbow circle ring around it. Those are what we call Instagram stories. Instagram stories are where people are taking short videos or short photo clips, using them and publishing them on Instagram stories, and they only stay there for 24 hours. So if you're looking to, say, create some episode-based content or things that people have to come back to your profile every single day to look at, that's where Instagram stories comes in, because it's only there for 24 hours and then it disappears. So if I post it right now, in 24 hours, it will disappear from that profile and it won't be able to be seen again. That's what the cool thing about Instagram stories is people get addicted to watching your stories and they continuously come back and reference them throughout the day. Now, the funny thing with stories is this. So I post on Instagram stories consistently. There is always something every single day, if not 3 to 4 times a day on Instagram stories. If I don't post for about 6 to 8 hours on Instagram stories, I get direct messages going, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Are you still alive? Because they're used to seeing stuff on Instagram. That's how I've built the relationship with the individuals on my Instagram. And that's because they're consistently looking for the content to absorb the content that I'm putting out there on social. Super duper cool thing. The next thing is posts and engagement. So what you can see right here, this is a post on Instagram. You've got the poster, which is the person that posted it. You've got the actual graphic, whether it's a video, an image, or anything like that. And then you have some options where you can double tap on the actual piece of content that will like it. At the bottom, you're gonna see a little chat bubble. That's where you can actually go in and you can actually comment on that. You can comment on that person's post. The little thing that looks like a paper airplane, that allows you to send that post to someone. So if you saw a great post on Facebook or Instagram, we'll say Instagram here, you can go ahead and share that post to someone. You can also add that post to your story if the person allows it. So you're able to actually take that post, showcase it on your stories, and then you're gonna look at, there's a little thing that looks like a little page flag. So you can actually save people's content into a category or collection for yourself. The other thing I want you to look at is a couple things down at the bottom. So the home button's always gonna bring you back to home. The next one is the little search feature, and you can actually come in here and search for things. Search for people, search for hashtags, search for locations, and it's gonna pull up a whole bunch of different content there for you. The button at the bottom in the middle is going to be where you can create posts. And we're going to talk about creating posts in a second. There's a shopping feature, so you can shop on Instagram. And then there's the profile section. So that brings you into your actual profile of your Instagram page. So that's just a quick look at the overview of the layout of Instagram. What we're going to dive into next is all about creating your profile and making sure that your profile layout is all done and perfect. So let's go ahead and look at your Instagram profile layout. So when you're looking at your layout, this is the actual layout that the consumer is looking at on Instagram. So when they come to your profile, you have seconds basically to draw their attention. So how do we do that? When you're looking at your profile layout, you're looking at username, you're looking at photo, you're looking at profile name, you're looking at your bio, you're looking at your website. That is the main key features of a profile for you. Now, when you're looking at your username, you want to look at a few different things. You can either use your name or use your brand as your username. This is how people find you on Instagram. So on Instagram, there's two ways that people can find you. Your username and your profile name. Both of them are searchable. So that's why you don't want to duplicate these. So if your username is your name, so if your username is like me, Frankie Joel, I don't want to put in my profile name the exact same thing because I'm wasting the availability for searchability. So you want to use short and simple. If your name is not available, maybe use a brand that you use. So if you use, like me, the Citrus Home Finder, I would put the Citrus Home Finder as my username, and as my profile name, I would put my physical name. So that's one of those things you can mess around with. Make sure it's short and simple. If you can include your name, definitely recommend you use your name there. Then we look at your profile name. Your profile name is searchable. You can use your market or your actual name, and don't duplicate it. So don't duplicate your main username. The reason is because it's searchable, and this is where it gets really good. So if you are, say, in the Metro DC area, you could put Metro DC Real Estate in your profile name, and your username would be your name, John Sample. So John Sample in the username, profile name, Metro DC Real Estate. What would happen is if someone's looking on Instagram for Metro DC Real Estate, your profile would actually show up. So that's kind of like a pro tip there. Use keywords in your actual profile name. So for me, on this particular profile that I'm using as a sample, the Citrus Home Finder is my brand. That's my username. And in my profile name, I actually put my name and then real estate. So if anyone's looking for Citrus Real Estate, Citrus County Real Estate, it will actually show up here based on my profile. Super simple to do, super cool to you. Get some keywords, look it around, do some searching, see what you can find. But think about how cool that is that you have a searchable feature right there in your profile. The next thing you want to look at is your photo. So when you're looking at Instagram, your photo, it needs to be up close and it needs to show your face. Your face is your actual moneymaker in this business. Think about it. People know your face before they know what brand you're working with. So you need to make sure that your face is front and center on that profile. Upload it, make sure it's up close, make sure it's bright. The other thing you want to look at is your bio. Your bio is probably one of the most important parts of your Instagram profile because this is where you tell people to do things, you provide your contact information, as well as it showcases you. So I always recommend when you're doing your bio that you have a call to action in there. So we're going to dive into a little bit of a bio layout. So in an Instagram bio, you have 4 lines to choose from. 4 lines and that's it. So in that bio, you want to make sure that those lines really, really count. Line number 1 is going to be what do you do and where do you do it? So if you look here in this example for you, you're going to see that it says my brokerage name and the location that I do it. The second line is personal information. This is where you showcase you. So for me personally, if you know me, I'm a professional chaos organizer and I'm a Disney adult. Absolutely love Disney and I organize people's chaos. Like I absolutely love it. I'm a little strange about organizing chaos, but I love doing that. So that's where you get that little bit of a personal flair in there. Line 3 is all about how do they contact you. I put my mobile business card. I absolutely love the mobile business card with Exit because people can easily get your contact information right there. And then line 4 is going to be a call to action or a CTA as we call it. So the call to action is you're going to tell the consumer to do something. So for me, it says start your home search now with a down facing emoji. And that's because I'm sending them to the website below that link, where they can link there, get to the website, search property. If you have a free home buyer's guide or something like that, say, hey, download your free home buyer's guide with a down facing arrow. Send them somewhere to a call to action. Then you're gonna look at website. So when you're looking at a profile, you have the option of sending them to one website. So you can send them to your website, that's great. You're gonna link them to some information. But the key to this is if you wanna link them to multiple websites, what you can actually do is you can go into Linktree. I'm gonna put it up on the screen here, linktr.ee. You can create a website that has multiple links. I'm gonna show you an example right now where it has multiple links to different websites, but it's all going through one website. So if you have a habit of me saying, hey, click the link in my bio to learn more information, say they visit that post 6 months later, what's going to happen if that link isn't there? They're not gonna find what they're looking for. With Linktree, you can have multiple links under one main website. Super duper cool tool for you to use right there. So Instagram is really easy to create stuff on and publish on, but there's a few things you need to know about when you're actually creating that post on Instagram. So we're going to talk about content, description, and then hashtags. So what content am I going to post? What my description needs to be formatted at, and then the magic sauce, which is the hashtags. What hashtags do I need to use on my post, or how do I format my post? So we're going to dive into all of that right now. So content options, you have a few different options for content on Instagram. You can do a graphic, you can do a video, or you can do a actual carousel post. So carousel posts allow you to post multiple photos and videos into one single post. So let me show you some examples of these. So right now you're looking at a standard graphic post. It's just a standard image that was posted on Instagram. This is one option. Then you have the option of uploading a video. You can actually upload a video here into Instagram that will display when people are viewing it in the feed. Then you get into the carousel post. So the carousel post allows you to have multiple different pieces of content in one single post. So the consumer can actually just swipe through the different content on that one particular post. Super duper cool, different options for content, and you can get creative. You can do more text, you could do videos, you could do a whole bunch of different things within a regular single piece of content post. When we're looking at description, I kind of have a formula on that, how I create my Instagram posts. So I first off, here's an example of an Instagram post. When I'm starting off my Instagram post, I'm starting with a headline. So that's usually gonna have a couple emojis here or there. And the reason is because emojis break up text. People would rather read text with a bunch of emojis in specific spots because it creates that natural break and pause for them. So I create a headline, a super catchy headline to get people's attention. Then I go through and I do body text. So that is the main pieces of content piece that I need in there. The main information, the big chunk of text in the post. Then I end it with a call to action. Start your home search today. Give me a call to start your home search. Looking to buy your dream home, question mark? Things like that. You have to have a really catchy call to action. And then I put all of my contact information. So make sure that you follow your state guidelines first, because every state in Providence has different guidelines and restrictions on what you need to have in your social media posts. For me in particular, this is what I do. I put my name and my title, so Frankie Joel, real estate agent. I put Exit Realty XYZ, so I put in my office name and my office location. Then I put in my website, my phone number, and then I go one step further and I always put my mobile business card in there. So that's just the description and the layout of every single post. That's what I do when I'm posting about business. And the reason is because you never know where these posts will show up. They could show up in the feed and they may have never seen your information, and now they have your contact information. They may do a Google search of you and it may show up on Google. It absolutely helps putting that contact information there because they can see all of that content at any time. Let's talk about hashtags. So hashtags on Instagram is how you discover posts, and posts get discovered. Now you have to have a strategy, obviously, for hashtags. Just like anything else with social media, there has to be a strategy behind it. And the hashtag strategy I like to use is I like to focus on what I call hyper-local hashtags. So you have to do some research. You have to go into Instagram and type in some different things. I like to look for hashtags that have under 20,000 posts in that. So we're looking up here on the screen. I'm doing a little bit of a research into a hashtag right now. And when we're looking at the hashtag, I'm looking to see how many posts are in that particular hashtag right now. So if it's under 20,000, I want to put that in my arsenal and I want to use that. So I look for ones that are under 20,000. So I look for about 10 hashtags that are under 20,000 posts. And the reason is because if there's 20,000 posts, the likelihood of my content staying at the top of that hashtag is really possible because there's not that many people posting into that hashtag. The other thing I look at is hashtags that are between 20,000 and 50,000. Those are going to be some that just generate likes and shares and comments on there, but they're also going to help with reaching algorithm and reaching individuals. So that is what I use on it. I don't go anything over 50,000. You don't want to use things like hashtag real estate, hashtag realtor, because ultimately the clients are not in those hashtags. Those are real estate agents. So you're basically marketing to yourself at that point, and it's kind of a waste. What you want to do when you're researching hashtags for your local market is look at other agents' posts, see what they're using as hashtags. See if they're using any hyper local ones. Maybe you have a local hashtag. So a few years back, I was teaching in Greenville, South Carolina, and they have a hashtag called #YeahThatGreenville. So if I was an agent in Greenville, South Carolina, I would make sure I use that on all of my stuff because that community is basically using that for marketing of everything, local businesses, the whole shebang. They're using #YeahThatGreenville. So they will use that. Look for locations. Maybe there's location hashtags. Hashtag Crystal River, hashtag Prattville, Alabama, hashtag Beham for Birmingham, Alabama. There's a bunch of different things you can do as far as research. I have had where agents have come back and said, hey, I hashtagged a specific location. Let's just say St. Augustine, Florida. So they hashtagged St. Augustine, Florida. And people actually found them and bought property through them in a real estate transaction by finding them simply on that hashtag. Crazy story about that, but that is so cool that they're using a hashtag to actually search for an agent and buy property. The other thing I want to teach you guys is I'm going to show you a screen video of my phone right now. So I actually, in the notes section of my phone, I store my hashtags. So I don't have to type them out every single time. I've got them sorted for location, for business, whatever they are. So I go ahead and I have those stored in there. So I can just, like this, copy and paste it directly into my Instagram post right there with hashtags. Hashtags are important because what will happen is people will actually discover your content that way. That's how your content is actually discovered on Instagram. Now, the other thing about creating your post is you need to tag in a location. So it allows you to tag in locations on Instagram. You need to go in and actually tag locations on Instagram because when you tag a location in the little tag bar up top, people can actually click on that. So if I'm in Ocala, Florida, I can click Ocala, Florida and see all of the posts on Instagram that were tagged in for Ocala, Florida. So between the description, making sure that's formatted properly, the hashtags and the location, that's how you're going to be discovered more often on Instagram based on those discoverable features. Okay, so you may be saying to yourself, Frankie, this is a lot of strategy and how to, but how do I actually generate business with Instagram? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you some ways that you can actually generate business using Instagram that actually work. So people will tell you all these different ways on how to use Instagram and how to do things, but these are tried and true ways that I have found that have actually generated business for agents and myself using Instagram. The first one is creating posts about the local area. So if you live in first off, any community, it doesn't even have to be, you could be in a rural community or a super duper suburban metro or downtown area. It doesn't matter. Any community has great things that you can feature about the local community. So for me, I'm lucky I live in the west central coast of Florida. So on the west coast of Florida, we have a bunch of nature and outdoor ecotourism and stuff like that. So for me to feature things, it's easy. I can go to downtown Crystal River, shoot a couple pictures of the water, maybe some kayakers, post that out on social. Super easy to do. But every single community has different things that you can feature in it. Maybe it's a statue in the downtown area. Maybe it is a specific store that's been in business for over 100 years. Whatever it is, there's always cool little features that you as real estate agents know about the specific local community that you serve. So that's a great little thing that you guys can go in and do some local features on that. Maybe it's a local event. Maybe you have a local event that happens every year and you want to do a short little Instagram post about that. Do things like that. That's what brings people to your profile. Tip number 2 is to feature a local business. So featuring local businesses helps you in 2 different ways. The first way is it puts content on your page, obviously. And the second way is when you tag that business, it shows up on their profile and their people will be able to see that actual post. They'll be able to interact with both businesses. So with everything that's going on, it's perfect because you can actually interact with businesses, share things, generate them business, as well as generate you business. Super cool about that. All you have to do is do a short little video. So maybe do a video with them, a 30-second video. Hey, this is Frankie with Exit Realty. I'm so excited to showcase today my featured business Friday business. This is XYZ Ice Cream Shop. They've been in business since such and such time. Maybe have the owner or an employee speak for a couple seconds, publish it out there on social. You're good to go. Hashtag it up, put a great description, tag them in it. You're good to go because people will see that. So the next time they go to that ice cream shop, if they pull up Instagram, click on the location, your content's going to show right up there for you. So feature local businesses. It also shows that you are a key member of the community by partnering with local businesses. Networking with your local chamber of commerce. So your local chamber of commerce or business associations usually has an Instagram page. Share their posts onto your Instagram, like them, engage with them, because what will happen is other chamber members or business association members will start seeing that and start engaging with your content, as well as people search for business through the local chambers and business associations. So if you're posting and commenting and liking and sharing and tagging the chamber and things, what will happen is people will start seeing that and they'll come to you as the local market expert for yourself. So interact with your local chambers on social media. Creating episodic content. So we talked a little bit about Instagram stories, but creating that episodic content where people come back to your Instagram for a continuous content feed. They're going into your Instagram every day, looking at your stories, looking at your content, looking for the next thing that's happening in the series. The more content series based you can create, the better off you're going to be, because the algorithm is going to see that they continuously come back to your profile day after day after day after day, referencing for information. And that is where the key is, because the next time they log into the platform, guess whose content is showing up first? Yours. Following clients and interacting with them is another big thing of Instagram. So you can follow your clients, like, comment, things like that, because what's going to happen is they're going to start seeing your profile more, but it's also going to help you build that bridge and close that gap faster for the relationship. We all know real estate transactions are built by relationships, trust, and vulnerability. Ultimately, so you need to be using Instagram to connect with your clients. Connect where your clients are. A lot of clients are on Instagram. First off, there is millions of people on Instagram daily. So if you're not using Instagram, you're missing out on a key bundle of people that could be potential business, but also a lot of your clients are already on there. So follow, interact with them, because every time they log into that platform, guess whose content they're going to be seeing again, and it's going to be yours. The biggest thing for building business and relationships on Instagram is going to be this one. So make sure you're paying attention and write this one down. It's to like, comment, and direct message on local content. So pull up your town on Instagram in the search feature. Say it is Prattville, Alabama. Click into the Prattville, Alabama location on Instagram and start interacting with posts there. Like them. Comment on them, maybe send that individual a direct message. The more you can interact with these people, the more you're going to be able to generate business in that location. Because what will happen is Instagram will suggest your profile to other people, saying it's like Facebook, where Facebook says, hey, these are some mutual friends that you may have in common with this individual, or these are people we suggest you follow, or these are people we suggest you add as friends. The same thing happens on Instagram because they're owned by the same company. So ultimately, the more you interact with this local content, your name's going to get out there more. the more people that are going to see your profile, and the more that the algorithm is going to push people that are like that specific individual to follow and interact with your content. That's why I love Instagram, is because you can connect with thousands of people in your local market. So what I would do is I would time block every single day. Take 15 minutes of your day. It's not that large amount of time to actually go on Instagram and actually go through all your different local communities that you serve. Go through the hashtags, go through the locations, search for it, and interact with local people's content. Local business is the biggest thing you can do for that. Going through and looking at local businesses and interacting with their content, the more and more you interact with them, they're gonna be like, hey, who's this person liking and interacting and commenting and messaging us consistently? What will happen is you'll start to form business relationships with those people. So people that follow that business on Instagram, when they click the follow button or they interact with it, it's gonna say, hey, here's some suggested posts, and start pushing your stuff, because they're seeing that you're interacting with the business and the business is interacting with you, and they're saying, hey, we suggest you go and follow these individuals because they follow the same algorithm, they follow the same path with that business. So definitely think about using and interacting 15 minutes per day. That's the biggest tip for building your Instagram following, building your relationships on Instagram, is interacting with those local people, local content, and local businesses. Feature some of our exit associates that are on Instagram and doing really well with Instagram. I want to show you some posts, some ideas that you can take, and what is really the key points on creating a post like these. Let's dive into those. So the first one is April here. So if you look at April's post, you're gonna see it's gonna start with a photo of her. And the reason why you start with a photo of you on a lot of these posts is because you are your brand. People recognize you. You are the ultimate person behind your Instagram. It helps connect with people authentically, as well as people are looking for you as an agent. So what I love about this particular post is this is an introduction post. It says, hey, here's some information about me. And I love the fact that she went through and did 10 interesting facts about herself. If I can recommend any posting, this is probably one of the first posts I would recommend to you to do on Instagram, is introduce yourself. Even if you've been on Instagram for a while, reintroduce yourself, because this post is where people learn about the authentic you. They learn about you. They learn about your background. And be sure to always make sure you put your contact information at the bottom, because this is a post that will be a timeless post that people will continually reference back and find and search. So another person is Haley. So if you look at Haley's post here, what you're gonna see is this is following pretty much the same thing I told you. Start with a headline, a catchy headline, have some body description, and put your contact information. So she's starting with a very powerful headline here and then providing value. People want to read things, see things, and get value from things. So she's providing value on the platform. So she said, seeing friends buy their first home and wonder how they did it, question mark. That is a killer introduction. That's gonna stop someone from scrolling on Instagram and say, well, what is this person talking about? Click it. Here are some steps, and she's here to help on how you do that. Absolutely great post. Look at using something like this. It absolutely follows that, using the catchy headline, putting the body text in, using hashtags, putting in your contact information, and then it's back to that, your face is your brand. This is what people are looking for, and that's how they can find you on social media. So looking here at Tony's profile, what you can see is he's got a great mixture of things. Like we said, mixed business and personal. So Tony's got a great mixture. He's got some content on home sales. He's got some content on personal stuff. He's got a little bit of a business feature in here. He's got a mixture of photos and videos. This is a great profile to take a look at as a case study for you and say, okay, this is what we want to start looking like. You can see he's following all the same colors. He's not using 50,000 different colors on this profile. They're all staying within the same range of the color spectrum, and it's really creating that consistent look. And you can see he posts consistently on Instagram. So Amber's profile here is another great one to look at as well. She's posting consistently. She's putting a bunch of different content out there. But the biggest thing I want you to take a look at on this has business features. She has local business and industry in the area around her coming in to film videos with her. She's featuring them, she's putting their information, she's tagging them, and she's getting results off off of it. People are actually looking at her content because of this. That is a super great thing. When we talked about featuring local businesses, this is a great example for you to do it. And you'll notice everything is in the same colors. So all of her stuff is teal. And when you look at her profile, it all meshes very well together and looks consistent, looks clean, and it has a clear vision. So this is Angie's profile. And in Angie's profile, I'm showing you a carousel post here. And the reason is because she meshed a couple different tips that I had mentioned together. The first thing is she put some information with a catchy headline in the caption. The second thing is she used a carousel post to have multiple pieces of content in one social media post, but she took it a step further by using video and images. And then she took it another step further by adding that text to it. So you're kind of dealing with a visual learner and you're dealing with a person that prefers to see text and read text. And that's why this post works so well. This really actually encompasses all of the learners. The people that like to touch things and feel things, they can swipe, they can read text, and they can see the image. It's a fantastic way to appeal to all different audiences, as well as it shows the do's and don'ts of a good agent. So Instagram doesn't have to be hard. If you have seen what we've covered today in this session, we've covered a bunch of different details on how to use Instagram, how to create stories, how to generate business, how to do your profile. It all is just baby steps. You don't have to start today using all of these different things. This is a lot to take in, but that's why we record these sessions. And you can come back and reference these over and over and over again. Start with, if you haven't even started with a profile, set up your profile, start your profile, work on your bio, and then start curating your content and getting your content here going. It takes time. Instagram is just like anything else. It takes time to build a strategy, time to build a following. There's a few different things that I want to tell you about social media and Instagram. Is first off, don't look at the amount of followers that you have on your profile or the amount of likes. Those are what we call vanity metrics. Vanity metrics are strictly out there for vanity. It doesn't matter how many followers you have or how many likes on a post. What I've learned over the last few years is a lot of people will actually look at the post and spend time on the post but not interact with it. But you're still getting the reach. And then from the vanity metrics standpoint about the number of followers, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. If you have 5 followers or 5,000 or 50,000 followers, the amount of relationships that you can build, that's what you're looking for on the platform. How many relationships can I build? So you may be better off building relationships with the 5 people that follow you on Instagram versus the 50,000. So think about that with your platform. It's all about relationship building. A couple other things. If someone is going to offer you social media services, and they're going to post on Instagram for you, highly discourage it. I highly discourage having someone post on Instagram for you. And the reasoning is because they don't know you as an individual. So they can't tell your true self. They can't go through and find your most authentic content. They can't be you. It's really hard to have someone replicate you and your voice on social media. So that's why I discourage people. Yeah, you can have people post listings and stuff like that, but your personal posts, make sure you're doing the actual posting. That way they can actually see truly within inside yourself in those. That is a great tip right there. Like I said, use hashtags. It's a big thing. It helps your content be discovered, but ultimately have fun. Instagram is a creative place where people can creatively post on social media. They can do videos. They can create funny videos. They can be professional. Really have fun with it. It's your feed. It's your business. It's your life. Let yourself define what lane you want your Instagram to flow in. For me, I post consistently. I'm posting at least 3 to 4 times a week on Instagram. On Instagram stories, I'm posting at least 3 times daily. And that's just because my followers look for that content. If I don't post, they come looking for me. So you want to create that relationship with your followers. And don't be afraid if someone follows you, send them a direct message. Start there in the message and start interacting with them and building those relationships. You never know. Some of my closest friendships and closest business relationships started just by interacting with people on Instagram. That's why I absolutely love the platform. You know, I want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to come join us here today on this webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time. And I look forward to talking to each and every one of you very, very soon. Bye for now.
Oh, wow, Frankie, that was great. It's no wonder our Exit family enjoys hearing from you so much. You sure know your stuff. Thanks as always for taking the time to share your expertise. Don't worry, folks. Like Frankie said, this session was recorded and you'll be able to watch it again on YouTube. If you have questions for Frankie, his info is there on your screen, and you can reach him on, go figure, Instagram too. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.